Please be seated. Good afternoon and welcome to Winter Commencement at the University of Evansville. Today's invocation will be given by Reverend Walter Alexander, pastor at the Pennington United Methodist Church in Nashville, Tennessee. Reverend Alexander's daughter, Corey, is graduating today.
Let us pray. Oh God, you are a giver of good gifts, of life, curiosity, relationships, and we give you thanks for those who have brought us here today to celebrate these gifts. We're thankful for family, friends, mentors, faculty. We're thankful for custodians who have cleaned and who have set up for this ceremony, for food service workers who have provided food for our strength. We are grateful that we have the privilege to pursue the good gifts of life because of the support of these people. In our search for knowledge, may we find wisdom. In our search for critical thinking, may we find a compassionate spirit. In our desire for achievement, may we find humility. As we desire economic security, may we also develop generosity. And as we seek for our own answers, may we remember that others have answers to help us. We give you thanks this day in the name of God, our Creator. Amen.
Thank you. Please stand as we sing together the University Alma Mater. Words can be found in the commencement program. You may be seated. Good afternoon and welcome to Neu Chapel. Thanks for attending the winter commencement of the University of Evansville. Our coming together today is an opportunity to celebrate accomplishment, to recognize not only our graduates but also our faculty, and to send forth a talented group of young men and women who are quite literally commencing the rest of their lives, fortified by an education at a remarkable institution of higher learning. We salute you, our new graduates, and wish you great good luck in the years ahead. Our mood is celebratory, not just because we're happy you've completed this journey. We celebrate this achievement in part because we know that what you were like when you first set foot on this campus. We perhaps too often use the word transformation, but we do so because there's no word that better captures the fundamental changes that are produced by an experience in an institution of UE's depth and quality. These changes, these transformations, are not just intellectual, but reach to the foundations of your identity. That you have changed doesn't mean you now have all the answers, of course. Indeed, perhaps the most powerful transformation that occurs is a recognition of how little you know. but how you are now better prepared to identify the right questions to ask. Related to this ability is understanding that to be a critical thinker means not only being critical of the claims made by others, but critical of one's own preconceptions and pat assumptions about the world and the people in it. The capacity for self-criticism, that is, testing one's beliefs against the new knowledge one gains in the remarkable crucible of learning that is UE, is fundamental to self-understanding and intellectual and moral growth. Self-understanding, in a somewhat ironic way, is nurtured in an environment in which one is challenged to understand others. One must be confronted with difference, that is, with people unlike oneself who have different traditions and views of how the world works, to more honestly examine one's own beliefs and values. Complementary to this self-understanding is the recognition that ignorance of our common humanity substantially increases the likelihood that stereotypes and all of the baggage associated with stereotypes will lead to all too predictable and destructive outcomes. The transformations I'm describing happen on this campus and at Harlexton and in a myriad of other places around the world in which our students learn and interact with others. That is, in places that welcome those with different histories and experiences. We know that the answer to the problems we face will not come from building higher walls or from denying access to the American experience simply because one is of a different faith tradition. The recent terrorist attacks in Paris, happening just a short distance from where a large group of Harlexton students were spending the weekend in the city, reminds us why an education at a place like UE is so important. One of our Harlexton students blogged about the experience in the days following. She wrote, quote, "As much as I'd like to push this past weekend out of my consciousness, push it away from my everyday thinking, and distance myself physically and mentally from it, I know I can't do that. I am called to be a global citizen. Now more than ever, we are all called to be global citizens." End of quote. In short, we take pride in the knowledge that graduating from UE means that you have been nurtured in a community that recognizes, to put it most simply, that we're all in this together. Perhaps most importantly, if we have succeeded in your years at UE, we have cultivated in you an appetite for learning throughout your life, for recognizing that the knowledge you now possess is simply a foundation for a much more comprehensive and even deeper learning experience in the decades ahead. So when we encourage you to go forth and do good things, maybe even great things, we do so confident in the knowledge that your time here has helped to prepare you to live a life rich with meaning and accomplishment. A final word. Even as you graciously accept the validating and affirming messages of praise and tribute on this commencement day, don't forget that this moment is not only about you. Sir Isaac Newton famously said that if he could see further than others, it was because he stood on the shoulders of giants. Who are the giants in your lives on whose shoulders you stand? They are the folks who brought you into this world, who nurtured you through good times and bad, who were there when you needed them. In truth, you sometimes resisted their guidance, especially when it seemed to you that they just didn't understand you, they just didn't get it. But they have persisted, God bless them, and now it is their time to bask in the reflected light of your accomplishments. To put it succinctly, you wouldn't be here this afternoon without them. Many of you will be fortunate enough to bring new life into this world to nurture and love. When that happens, you'll get about the business of breadwinning, of supporting your spouses and partners, of making your sons and daughters do their homework and go to bed at a reasonable time and help them to make good choices, and learning that there are consequences when they don't. And as your years as parents unfold, you'll better appreciate what your fathers and mothers and other loved ones have done for you. So have a wonderful day. Do enjoy and accept the warm words of praise because you've earned them. Those who have supported you are immensely proud of your achievements and excited about your future. But as you celebrate, don't forget to give mom or dad or grandma or grandpa, aunts, uncles, friends, any of the folks who've made it possible for you to be here, a hug. Tell them you love them and tell them thanks. Someday you'll be on the receiving end of such thanks, and it will mean more to you than you can possibly imagine today. So to all of those here, graduates and moms and dads, family members, supporters, to all of you, congratulations. The University of Evansville is very proud of you. Our commencement speaker today is Dr. Margaret Stevenson, Associate Professor of Psychology. During the university's spring commencement in May, Dr. Stevenson was named the 2015 Outstanding Teacher of the Year. The University of Evansville Alumni Association presents this award annually to a faculty member who is nominated by students, faculty, or administrators for his or her exemplary teaching abilities. Dr. Stevenson graduated summa cum laude from The Ohio State University, where she earned Bachelor of Science in Psychology and a Bachelor of Arts in French degrees. She earned a Master of Arts and Doctorate in Social Psychology from the University of Illinois at Chicago, with doctoral minors in statistics, methods and measurement, and psychology and the law. When Dr. Stevenson came to the University of Evansville in 2008, she immediately became involved in campus life. In addition to her service as a member of the Faculty Senate, she has also been involved on a number of search committees and invited to give lectures and participate in panel discussions. She has been a member of the Student Success Team, Gender and Women's Studies Committee, co-faculty advisor for the Psi-Chi and Psychology Club, and past president of the university's chapter of Phi Kappa Phi Honor Society. Dr. Stevenson is an outstanding advisor and provides direction to students in her research laboratory and is a mentor to students engaged in senior thesis projects. She is obviously committed to student success. Dr. Stevenson has served as a peer reviewer for National Science Foundation grants, is a member of the American Psychology Law Society of the American Psychology Association, where she serves on both the Dissertation Awards and Minority Affairs Committees. She is also a member of APA Division 37, Child and Family Policy and Practice, where she served at the Executive Committee level and as Member at Large and Membership Chair. She recently received an American Psychological Association Early Career Psychologist Service Award from Division 37, an award that acknowledges those whose exceptional service directly impacts the advocacy, service delivery, and public policies affecting children, youth, and families. Last year at the 2014 Winter Commencement Ceremony, Dr. Stevenson received the Board of Higher Education and Ministry Exemplary Teacher Award. Please welcome Dr. Margaret Stevenson.
I've done a lot of soul searching as I've worked out what I want to share with you today. I'll confess that I do not feel qualified to dole out life advice. I'm still seeking it myself fairly regularly. But I'm here today because I was honored with a teaching award last spring, something I still find hard to believe happened, given all of my incredible colleagues here at UE. In fact, I'll tell you a little secret about that, which will help put in context what an emotionally significant honor this truly was. In 2008, having just earned my PhD and as a newly hired faculty member at UE, I had a rough first semester. In retrospect, I'm sure I was a little insecure. I was a young faculty member, I was teaching all of my courses for the very first time, and I was living in a new place by myself, where I didn't know anyone. Probably I felt just like a lot of you felt when you first came here as undergraduates. As a social psychologist by training, I was particularly excited to teach social psychology. Ironically, it was this class that was giving me the most trouble. The students seemed blatantly uninterested, they never participated, and a few seemed to personally dislike me. I started to dread teaching that class. I told my mom I didn't think I wanted to be a professor after all. She gently encouraged me not to make any brash decisions, and so I stuck it out. My teaching evaluations for that course were mediocre, which I interpreted as failure. So I completely revamped how I taught that course the next spring. As a result, the students were engaged, participating, interested in the material, and it was a joy to teach the class. This is a lesson you're probably all familiar with. I'm sure you've encountered situations in your life where you were too afraid to try or wanted to quit, but persevered anyways and are happy you did so in hindsight. The fact that you're all graduating from college suggests you have some degree of perseverance in the face of adversity. College is no joke. It is hard stuff. But what I really feel like I learned back in 2008 and continue to relearn time and time again is that not everyone will like you, and that's okay. I don't know if this is the most essential life lesson to learn, but it has been fairly liberating for me personally. I love being a professor. I find it thrilling to lecture to a classroom, knowing that something I say might drastically change the way a student sees the world. I'm glad I didn't let that early rough patch prevent me from this fulfilling life path. This leads me to my next point, which is that I hope you're able to pursue a path in life that leads you to a sense of fulfillment. This is no easy task, and for a lot of reasons. We humans are actually not that great at accurately determining the reasons we feel certain things, nor are we good at accurately predicting how we will feel when certain things happen to us. A fancy word for this in psychology is affective forecasting. So this is the process of predicting how future events will influence our emotional well-being. We use affective forecasting when making all sorts of important life decisions: who to marry, where to live, what to buy. As it turns out, we often miswant something. Consider, for instance, how wanting something is so tied to predicting. To want something is to predict that when we get it, we will feel good. The better we think something will make us feel, the more we want it. But the problem is that we humans sometimes make mistakes about how much we will like or dislike something in the future. I think a lot of us, for instance, would imagine feeling a great deal happier if we won the lottery. I certainly like to fantasize about that myself. Well, a classic study found that a year or two after winning the lottery winners were about as happy as they were before they won. As it turns out, we often fail to consider various other important life circumstances that contribute to our overall life satisfaction, focusing instead too much on the effects of a single good or bad event. A bummer, right? Well, the good news is that although you won't be super happy in the long run after winning the lottery, which was a serious possibility, you also most likely won't want to kill yourself after losing your job. In fact, one study revealed that professors generally believe that if they're denied tenure from their university, that this would significantly diminish their long-term happiness. Not so, as it turns out. Researchers found that those professors who failed to get tenure were just as happy as those who had achieved it in the end. So, what are you to do if you can't trust yourself to be able to accurately predict what will versus will not make you happy in the future? Asked differently, what is the key to happiness and life fulfillment? Well, I'm still working on that one, but so far I think I've pieced together a couple pieces of this puzzle. Because it's that time of year, I'll say this. You've probably heard the expression, it is better to give than to receive. Well, there's actual empirical evidence that serving others appears to be experienced as quite pleasurable. In fact, the act of giving activates the pleasure centers of the brain. It actually does so even more than when we receive money ourselves, which is also experienced as pleasurable. This even happens for infants. In one study, for instance, 2-year-olds were more happy after giving treats than after receiving them themselves, which we all know also makes toddlers very happy. Compassion appears to carry health benefits. Researchers from Stanford found that people who self-reported high levels of happiness stemming from leading a life of purpose or meaning had lower levels of cellular inflammation, which is generally linked to cancer. If it matters, self-reported hedonic happiness actually predicts higher levels of cellular inflammation. It appears to be compassion, and in particular, a connection to others that is consistently well documented as a predictor of a strong immune system and low levels of depression and anxiety. In fact, we humans have a natural need for belonging. This is a compelling urge, and arguably an evolutionarily adaptive need that we're born with. Without this strong urge to affiliate with others, we wouldn't survive as a species. So give in to this urge, affiliate with others. Make time for your relationships with your friends, family members, or even strangers. Consider this. Are you the kind of person who regularly strikes up conversation to the person sitting next to you on the bus or on the airplane? If you're like me, you've probably got your nose in a book, hoping your neighbor will leave you alone. Well, imagine my surprise when I came across a study showing that although people do not anticipate that they will feel happier after talking to a stranger, they actually do experience higher levels of happiness after doing so. So go ahead, talk to that person standing next to you in line at the grocery store. Research shows that it elevates not only your mood, but their mood as well. Finally, go outside. Not right now. Also, I know it's winter, but still, do it when you can and do it more often than you want to. You will reap benefits. In one study, participants were asked to estimate how happy they would be after walking on an indoor path versus an outdoor path. Then they randomly assigned those same people to either walk on an indoor or an outdoor path to the same location at that university. Afterward, they measured their self-reported happiness. Not only were the people who walked on the outdoor path happier than those who walked on the indoor path, but their actual happiness post-outdoors walk was significantly higher than their anticipated happiness on the outdoors walk. Also, people who walked outside subsequently reported greater concern for environmental sustainability. So, this again illustrates that we humans are pretty bad at accurately anticipating what things will bring us actual happiness. As humans, we have a natural affinity for nature. That's why we like camping and hang pictures of it on our walls. Indulge this affinity, and it will bring you happiness, and may even promote environmental sustainability. Today marks an impressive occasion. You've accomplished something remarkable, something that only about 30% of Americans accomplish. It is something that took a lot of hard work, late nights, and maybe even some teary phone calls to mom or dad. It'd be nice to think that those days are over, but I'm living proof that they are not. Amidst all of the stress and caffeine-induced panic of college, I'm sure you've also experienced joy, developed deep and long-lasting relationships with others, and even encountered some euphoric moments of astounding discovery, possibly even changing the way you see the world. This appears to be the stuff of life. I hope you all grow old and get to experience a lot more of this. And as you do so, try not to care so much about what other people think. Remember that it's okay if not everyone likes you, as long as you're doing your best to live a fulfilling life. Be careful about how you define what a fulfilling life is. Don't be tricked by our natural, cognitive, and emotional limitations as humans. Instead, immerse yourselves in contexts that will lead to genuine life fulfillment. Enjoy nature. Be compassionate. Relish your friends and family.
I made two affective predictions in the last few minutes. One is that I would enjoy Professor Stevenson's talk, and the other, I would be moved by the anthem, and I was correct both times. So thank you very, very much. Each year, the General Board of Higher Education and Ministry of the United Methodist Church grants an Exemplary Teacher Award. This award recognizes excellence in teaching at United Methodist Church-related institutions of higher education. This year, the Exemplary Teacher Award goes to Dr. Omer Bayer. Dr. Bayer is an assistant professor of economics. You'll have plenty of opportunity to do that in just a second. Dr. Bayer is an assistant professor of economics at the University of Evansville. He earned his PhD in economics with concentrations in monetary economics, international economics, and applied econometrics from the University of Tennessee, where he received the J. Fred and Wilma A. Holly Fellowship. His research focuses on monetary policy adjustment, interaction of the housing market and the macroeconomy, and the effect of international sporting events on trade. His research includes 5 peer-reviewed journal publications, 3 of which were accepted in top-tier journals. Since his arrival at UE, Dr. Bayer has served on a number of university and Schrader Family School of Business committees, such as admissions and standards, undergraduate research, the student success team, and honors program, among others. Dr. Bayer is very student-centered and consistently outstanding in the classroom, often teaching a diverse group of majors in his courses. In addition, in 2014, Dr. Bayer led a contemporary European business issues study abroad course to Harlaxton College and his native homeland, Istanbul, Turkey. Dr. Bayer, would you please come forward to receive your award? Allie Cotton, President of the Alumni Association Board of Directors, will now welcome today's graduates into the ranks of the alumni. Allie graduated from the university in 1997 with a bachelor's degree in mass communication. She has a master's degree in education from the University of South Carolina and currently works for the School of Health and Rehabilitation at IUPUI. It's my honor to welcome her today. Allie?
What a big day for all of you. On behalf of the Alumni Association and our over 31,000 members, I have the honor of welcoming you to our ranks. Upon your graduation today, you become our newest members. So far, your time and efforts at the University of Evansville have been building up to this day. However, your relationship with UE is just beginning. Your alumni connection is lifelong. I encourage you to stay in touch with your alma mater, attend reunions and other alumni events, even help plan them. Help recruit new UE students as a league volunteer, mentor UE students and help them with career and life questions, or seek out an alumni resource through UE Connect. These are just a few of the ways that alumni remain an active and vital part of the UE community. Cherish and maintain the personal relationships with classmates and faculty members that you've established here at UE. These relationships truly enrich your life. But don't let it end there. Your UE network is 31,000 strong. There are many new relationships to be built. Once you walk across the stage today and shake Dr. Kaziz's hand, you will be presented with a special gift to welcome you to the UE Alumni Association. Dr. Derek Jones and I will present you with a key. It's really a key. That's not cut yet. We'll give you a key. This key symbolizes that your UE education and connections are vital to your success and can unlock a world of opportunities. Congratulations on this accomplishment and welcome to the University of Evansville Alumni Association.
This is a very special time for faculty and the others here because we know what you've gone through to get to this point. And one of the things that's important is that we honor you and you get this recognition from faculty recommending you. So may I now proceed with conferring the degrees. So would you all please stand? President Kazi, I have the pleasure of presenting to you candidates for degrees. On behalf of the faculty, I certify that these persons have completed the required courses of study at the University of Evansville, and they are presented to you for conferring of degrees.
Thank you, Dr. Cullen. By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees, and on the recommendation of the faculty, I confer upon you the degree to which you are entitled with all the rights and responsibilities pertaining thereto.
You may be seated. Dean Ray Lutgring will call forward the candidates for degrees in the Ridgeway College of Arts and Sciences.
For the degree Bachelor of Arts, Nicholas Ashton Devlantis. Christopher John Felton. Caitlin Rose Hockey. James Andrew Harper Burns. Maria Del Rosa Thomas. Rayanna Marie Wood, magna cum laude. For the degree Bachelor of Fine Arts, Lori Nicole Bowen, cum laude. For the degree Bachelor of Music in Music Education, Caleb Michael Long. Abby Gail Fozzie. For the degree Bachelor of Science, Leah Rose Berger. For the degree Bachelor of Music in Music Therapy, Jocelyn Janae Brown. Courtney Brianne Hodge, cum laude. Brittany Deanne Cherry Kendrick. Rachel D. Lash. Elizabeth Long, magna cum laude. Jacob D. McAllister. Andrew William Meyer, magna cum laude. Chelsea N. Modulin. Samantha Elizabeth Moore. Lucas M. Pate, cum laude. Kelsey Phillips. Caitlin Alyssa Ricks. Ashley Lauren Ring, magna cum laude. Lauren Isabel Smith. Caitlin Brooke Thomas, summa cum laude. Marketa Trosilova, magna cum laude. Henry Arthur Voss. Benjamin David Waldo. Tabitha Frances Zimmerman.
Dean Greg Rowski will call forward the candidates for degrees in the Schrader Family School of Business Administration.
For the degree of Bachelor of Arts, Peter Michael May. For the degree of Bachelor of Science in Accounting, Bradley A. Phillips, magna cum laude, also earning the degree of Bachelor of Science of Business Administration. For the degree of Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, Fahad Ali. Ali Hussein El Sai. Mina Milovic. Winhao Chi. Evan Coy Snyder, cum laude, also earning the degree of Bachelor of Fine Arts.
Dean Mary Kessler will call forward the candidates for degrees in the College of Education and Health Sciences. Those candidates receiving a graduate degree will receive the hood appropriate to the master's degree earned. Dean Kessler.
For the degree of Bachelor of Science, Corey Beth Alexander. Abdul Mashid Saad Al-Mutere. Danielle Lee Cotton. Sophia G. Etienne. Chelsea Renee Greenwood. Christina Renee Miller. Hannah Lee Owen, magna cum laude. For the combined degrees of Bachelor of Science and Master of Science in Health Services Administration, Emily Ann Kays, magna cum laude. For the degree of Master of Science in Health Services Administration, Nabal Ali Azaweh. Ali Hussein Al-Kuwate. Ali Sulim Al-Kutani. Sultan Suli Al-Alasif.
Dean Philip Gerhardt will call forward the candidates for the degrees in the College of Engineering and Computer Science.
For the degree Bachelor of Science in Computer Engineering, John R. Peters, Jr. For the degree Bachelor of Science in Computer Science, Yaman Sheikh Dea.
Director Christy Burns will call forward the candidates for degrees in the Center for Adult Education. Those candidates receiving a graduate degree will receive the hood appropriate to the master's degree that is earned.
For the degree Bachelor of Science, J. Scott Allen, summa cum laude. Elizabeth Ann Meredith Anderson, summa cum laude. Daniel E. Banks, summa cum laude. Olasani Lee Blanton, cum laude. Tabitha Crystal Fox, cum laude. Jeannie Marie Kiesel, magna cum laude. Michelle Dawn King, summa cum laude. Ryan C. Kirsch, summa cum laude. Neil David Martin, summa cum laude. Jean Marie Rising, summa cum laude. Janelle Marie Stevens Kincaid, summa cum laude. Kelly J. Wilson, summa cum laude. For the degree Master of Science, Sergio Benitez.
Graduates, the moving of the tassel on the mortar board from the right to the left symbolizes that you have been granted your degree. Please move your tassel at this time. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the graduating class of 2015. Graduates, please stand. Now will the families and friends of the graduates please stand, and graduates please show your appreciation for their support. Now, if you would all stand. Please join me in singing "We Face the Future Unafraid," a hymn that was written to honor the University of Evansville's 150th graduating class. Words can be found in your program. In honor of today's graduates, you are all invited to attend a reception sponsored by the UE Alumni Association. The reception will take place immediately following this ceremony in the Class of 1959 Gallery and Lounge in the Ridgeway University Center. Chaplain Tammy Gisselman will now close with our benediction.
I leave you with these words from the founder of Methodism, John Wesley, who said, "Do all the good you can, by all the means you can, in all the ways you can, in all the places you can, at all the times you can, as long as ever you can, and go in peace." Amen.